Welcome to XED. In this video, we are going to show you how to get started with a Microsoft course online. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the login page and we're going to put in our login information and click login. And now that brings me to my dashboard page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Go to Course, and it gives me these different drop-down options. Now, I already have a Microsoft Online course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button down here, which says Go to Microsoft Office Online. When I click on this button, it automatically opens up a new web page. Now, I was already logged into my Microsoft account, so it's brought me directly to the correct page in my Office software. So I am currently in the Word area, and you can see that because it says Create New and it says Blank Document. So I'm going to click on Create Blank Document because I need to be inside of Microsoft Word Online. So now that I'm in the application, and I can tell I'm in the application because I can see all my menu here, I'm going to talk about getting the add-in. But first, I want to show you one detail. Right now, you can see that I can see all of the different buttons, and that's because I have a classic ribbon open. Over on the far right-hand side, if you'll see there's a little arrow that points downwards. If I keep my mouse over top of it, it brings up a ribbon display options. So if I click on this, I can see I've got a couple of different options. Now, some of you might have logged in and only saw a few things on your ribbon. So if I click on single line ribbon, see how it's very minimized? I cannot see everything. So if that's the case, come back over here, click on that and click the classic ribbon. This will give you a better insight to everything that's on the ribbons. So now let's talk about the add-in. Now, the first thing you'll notice is on my ribbon, I've got something that says Experience Ed over here, but you will not have that if it's a brand new account. If this account has been provided by your school, you may have it already. So this will depend on who pertains to. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look for this icon right here, which is called Add-ins. When I click on Add-ins, it'll bring up a menu, and I'm going to go all the way down to the button on the bottom. I'm going to click More Add-ins. And in here, it's automatically taken me to the store. So in the store, what you're going to do is you're going to type in XED and then hit search. And it takes just a couple of seconds and it'll show you Experience Ed. Now, you could type the whole thing in. So if I type in Experience Ed and click search, then that's the only thing that'll show up. Now it says an additional purchase may be required. Don't worry, as long as you have a group code, then you will not have to purchase anything. So what you would do is you would click add. When you click add, it gives you the license agreements. You're going to say I agree and click continue. And then that will add it into your menu. Now I'm just going to cancel this because I already have it in my menu. Now, it may take a couple of minutes when you first log in for this icon to show up. Now, if you're getting started, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on that icon, and that is going to bring up Experience Ed. Now, I was already logged into Experience Ed, so it's actually pulled the information in, which is great. Now, I could potentially log out of my account and log back in from here. If I do that, I'll do that just to show you. It will show you this, which says Welcome to Experience Ed, Get Started. So if I click Get Started, it's going to ask me to type in my username and password and click Login, and there, I'm right back into my course. Now you can see that I've only got the one course available. Because I'm inside the Word app, I can only see the Word course. If I was inside an Excel app, I would see the Excel course. If I was inside the PowerPoint, I would see the PowerPoint course. So let's get started. Let's just see what it's like. So we're going to click on the Go to Course. and right now it's just activating for me, which is great. And now you can see that I've got the menu over on the side. Now, one of the cool features is, see how my mouse changed right there? It went to the double arrows. I can actually expand this out so I can see it a little bit better. I can go even as far, again, right? Almost as far as the entire platform. So I can actually see this menu over on the side. I could click on my progress. I could click on resources. I could click on achievements. I can see the full application here. I technically never really have to log in to Experience Ed. I can just come directly to my Word online course from here. So I'm going to click back onto the dashboard, and I'm just going to minimize this just a little bit, just so it's not quite so big. So I'm going to click Go to Course, and in here, we've got the learning pathway and we've got all of the units. Now you'll notice I have quite a few units. I have up to 7. So in each unit, I'm going to have multiple tasks that I have to do. One of the other things I will point out is that we do have English as a language here, and in future months, we're going to have multiple languages. So if you are preferring to see a different language, you can always click here and see if we have that. Okay, so let's get started with Unit 1. I'm going to click Start. And in here, it says Unit 1 Getting Started. But you'll notice that my menu has changed a little bit. Now, I can click on this dashboard and it'll bring me right back to where I was. So great, I can do that. Now I want to go back to the course, so I'm going to have to click Start again. And then over on the right-hand side, it says Select Unit. I can actually bounce around from different units in here. So now this will depend on your instructor as to whether or not they let you go ahead. Sometimes you have to do everything specifically one lesson at a time, and you have to do it in order. But some instructors will allow you to jump around. So I could technically jump into another one if I wanted to. So I'm just going to close that. And now I want to get started into the unit. Now you'll notice that I've got unit overview, and I've got a couple of items here. And then I've got a couple of lessons. And then I've got unit summary and unit 1 assessments. So there's quite a few things that you have to do within each unit. So the first one I'm going to click on is overview. When I click on Start, it's going to tell me that once I've reviewed the content of the study materials, I need to click the task button at the top right to continue. So for right now, I'm just going to say I understand. I just want to show you this whole panel. So you'll notice that there's the navigation. I could click on that and that would bring me back to the previous screen. I've got previous and next buttons, and then down below, I've got study materials. Study materials is what I'm looking at right now. Now, when I click on the drop-down menu, I can actually see the task button right there. I'm going to have to click on that task after I've read through my ebook here. Here it says the unit objectives. I'm going to read through it, so it tells me everything in the unit objectives. And then I would need to click on the task button. And it actually is a repeat, but what you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and you're going to click check. When you click check, it says, great, you've passed it. I get the cool guy that said 100%. And now I can go on to the next task. So I'm going to click next task. Now, once again, it's showing me this to remind me that I'm always going to have to go over to the task button. So I'm going to say don't show again because we've already covered that now. So in here, I've got the key terms, which are all the key terms that I need to know for this particular unit. Now, you'll notice I've got a second tab up here, which is the quick deck. So if I click on the quick deck, this actually provides me a flashcard system. So if I don't know what this is, I can turn the card around and now I know exactly what it is. It was a Word document prior to 2007. That was card 1 of 30. If I want to go on to the next card, I can click the next button and I can go through all of those different ones. Now, you're supposed to go through all of the ebook and read it so that you understand all of the terms, and you want to probably practice a little bit with the quick deck. And then you want to click on the drop-down menu and click Task. In here, it just gives you a list of them again. And down at the bottom, it says check. So you want to check it. that you've gone through it and you've read it. And boom, congratulations. You have just completed Unit 1 Getting Started Overview. So now we're going to click on Next, and it's going to start into the lessons. So in this first lesson, you'll notice something new again. Now I have the ebook, quick deck, which is the flashcards, and I've got a quick clip, which is essentially a video that explains everything that they taught you in the ebook. So you're not necessarily required to go through all 3 of them unless your instructor has stipulated that. If they have, then you will need to go through all 3. Otherwise, you will need to at least read the ebook. This is where you're going to learn about the lesson, right? And then you're going to click on the task, and it's going to give you a question. Now, sometimes the tasks are going to be like this, which could be a multiple choice, true and false, drag and drop, crossword puzzle. It could be multiple different ways. It could be a video where you're selecting things inside, or it could also be something that is actually done directly in the software over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just randomly check something, and I'm going to say check. And it says, great, I got 1 of 3 correct for this answer. So right here, it has a little guy that shows an uh-oh face and says that I've only done 33%. Now, here's a nice feature for any of you learners. This one said select all that apply, and I only selected 1. But thankfully, I can redo this lesson by clicking the redo button, which is right here. So I'm going to click the redo button, and now I could show multiple ones. And so let's say I'm going to select all of the ones that apply and click check. Now it gives me 3 stars out of 3, and I've done it correct. And I've got the full 100%. There's no reason why you can't get 100% in your courses. So I'm going to go on to the next question. And in this one, it talks about Microsoft Word interface. Now you'll notice that that blue box disappeared. So now I know that this happens to be an exercise that is going to be in application. So when I go through here, I'm going to read all of the details about it. I've got the ebook. It's telling me all of the different parts. I can go to the quick deck to find out which terms I need to know and practice those. I could go to the quick clip to watch a video on this. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to click on the drop-down menu and click Task. Now you'll notice that there is another button on this one now. It says Show Solution. This Show Solution button only happens when it's an in-application type task. So whatever I'm going to be doing, it's going to be in the application. So that means that if I need help, I can click on this button and it'll show me a video on how to do it. So let's check out the task first. I'm going to click on the task, and it says Launch Task. Now it's opening it up in a separate window. Oh, this one is actually a simulation. So this one is a little bit fun. So if we get in here, we get this play button. So I'm going to click play, and then it gives me some instructions. To complete the following instructions, you'll need to interact with a video and select the hotspots. Each hotspot corresponds to a specific step to complete the task. I'm going to click Start. Now this gives me a simulation of the desktop view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say find the hotspots to identify. Now the first one is the File tab. Now if I had read anything about it, I would know that all of these guys up along here are the tabs. So I'm going to click Select the tab, and now it told me it's correct. Now my next one on the list is Quick Access. So where would I find the quick access? I think that might be the quick access bar is going to be up in here. So if I click on it, yes, it's correct. So all of those little icons in there were the quick access. Then I can go on to the ribbon tabs. So if I click on a ribbon tab, oh, try again. It said ribbon tabs. So I'm going to actually select one of these ribbon tabs. So these are all of the different ribbon tabs. The next is the title bar, and you get the idea. You're going to go through all of these. Now, once we've finished these, okay, so let's have a look at if I don't know the answers. Let's click on Check Solution. Now, if I play this, it's actually going to show me, here's everything. Go to the step-by-step simulation. Here's the insertion point, status bar, view, zoom slider, everything. So if I go to the step-by-step simulation, now it's going to give me a video. So it says select the tab, select the quick access, select the ribbon bars, select the title, the search field. So it's basically telling me everything that I need to do. Here's the status bar, view buttons, zoom slider, zoom level. Perfect. Now it says exercise complete. I can return back to my lesson. And then I can go on to the next one. So now that we've gone through that, one of the other features I'd like to point out is this little guy over here, which says add bookmark to this task. So if I click add the bookmark, that's going to just hold my place. So the next time I log in, what I can do is I'll go back to the navigation, I'll go back to the dashboard. In here, see how it says go to bookmark? I can actually click on that and it's going to bring me directly to the last task I bookmarked. So you can only bookmark it once. You can only bookmark your last place. So if I go on to the next question and I decide that I'm going to bookmark this area, now this one is called screen tips, it's just going to take a second to load. If I bookmark there and I go back to my dashboard and I click go to bookmark, it's now going to bring me to screen tips. So it's only going to bring you back to the last place you bookmarked. All right, so in here, I can see that I've completed these tasks. I've still got a couple of tasks that are ongoing. I can tell when I've completed, I've got some progress. I've got 100% in here, and I've only completed 20% of lesson 1. Obviously, I've got a couple of more tasks in here, but then at the bottom, you're going to notice it says lesson 1, commands, features, associate practice test. So this is a practice test embedded inside your unit 1. And then they have some practice questions. These guys are a little bit more in depth, so you're going to have more activities to do. Then when you go into lesson 2 and 3, you're going to have the same sort of structure. You're going to have all of your different tasks, and then you're going to have your practice exercise, and then your practice questions, which is kind of like a mini test at the end. And then you can go on into level 3 and level 4. Then you're going to finish unit summary. So in your unit summary, it's going to say all of the things that you needed to know and all of the key terms that you needed to know. And then you can go into your assessments. Now these assessments, depending, will show you different levels. So in this particular one, I've got the associate objective assessment. And then the next one down, I've got the associate create project. And then down here, I've got the expert create project. So it'll depend on your instructor as to which ones you can see. You might be able to see them all. If you are just in the associate course, you would not obviously do the expert level. You would just do the associate objective and the associate create. All right, so that gives you a brief overview of the lessons inside of Word and how to get access to them. Once you're finished these, you can always click on the dashboard and go back, and then you can click log out if you'd like, or you can just simply close the tab. Okay, so I hope everyone got enough out of this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our tech support team. You can do that at support@experienceded.com. And other than that, happy learning.